you talk about both of Ryan's kicks and just seeing a kid hit a 59-yarder like that and just own the moment, knowing what he's been through in the past.
Yeah, I was obviously really proud for Ryan, and we got a lot of confidence in him. The first kick, we knew that was obviously well within his range. The second kick, we knew we were right on the edge of it. We had a few opportunities in fall camp to back him up and see where he was really comfortable, and there was a little bit of a breeze going in that direction in the stadium, and obviously I think on the third down setup play, we were looking for a little bit of yards to get a little bit closer for him, but I did feel like from that distance he was going to have an opportunity to make it, and he did a great job of just kind of staying within himself, not trying to over kick it, and obviously that was a critical play going into half for him to have the opportunity to tie it up.
Brendan?
Yeah, early, what did you see from the defensive ends going back and watching film?
I thought there were some things in the run game. Obviously, we were a little bit tentative on. We'd like to play a little bit faster, more aggressive at the point of attack. Some of the strengths that our defensive ends have, it really didn't play into that kind of game. There was really no drop back pass to speak of. It became obviously a run dominated game, and when that's the case, that's the role and responsibility we have to play, and we have to be physical in the run game, and we have to be strong at the point of attack, and obviously that's something that we got to continue to improve upon as we move forward, but it will be obviously the major point of emphasis going into this week.
Gonna go to Matt in the back right.
Coach Bullard just praised Sione for his play this past weekend, and he said he's probably gonna get more opportunities. Do you agree with that? What do you think of his play?
Yeah, I think the one thing that we knew going into it, that Nusi was going to be a physical run defender. He does a good job of being physical on pullers and physical in the run game, and he is very conscientious and assignment sound and plays hard. And when those are your traits, those are some of the things that we're looking for. Really, he was on a rotation going into this past game where he was going to rotate to start every other series, and that was how the game played out. There was just so limited amount of series for series starts. There was only 7 in the game, so he didn't end up leaving the game with as many reps as I would like him to have gotten, but he certainly will get more going forward.
Jordan?
Coach, what went into the decision to play Malik Benson out punt returner? Or to start Malik Benson?
What was the decision?
Yeah,
I thought, coming out of camp, I thought both he and Jalen had good camps, but there was a confidence that I did have in Malik, and not to say that I didn't have one in Jalen, because he was part of the plan as potentially rotating him in at the returner. But Malik had a really good last couple weeks in terms of his confidence in terms of fielding the balls. And it starts with that. It starts with ball security, making good decisions on balls, and Malik had done a really, really good job with that. And that was just kind of the decision we made going into it. But I see both of them having opportunities to play roles in our punt return game moving forward.
Peter?
Coach, I feel like what was the best time to do that trick play on that extra point, and also thoughts about Edward Joseph and that hit he made during that punt.
Yeah, in terms of the swing gate to start the game, that's something that we carry into every game. And there's really 2 factors to that. One is it obviously gives us an opportunity to steal a point early in the game and maybe dictate the thought process of our opponent in terms of how they're going to chase the points if they have to. But also, it does give an element of something that someone has to work on every week. It's simple for us in terms of execution, but it is something that is unique. Not many teams have that mindset on some of the 2-point conversions. So it is something that we go in every week thinking that's a possibility, and the look presented itself. So we went ahead and did it. In terms of Edwin, that was a great job getting down on the punt coverage unit. He's a guy that we think can be very impactful for us on our special teams units, and his role needs to continue to increase. But I thought that was a good start for him in terms of playing that role in the game the other day.
Aslan?
2 things, real quick. Who designed that play?
There's a couple fold to that. The best, sometimes the best innovations are taking it from somebody else. So we did see that play run by a different team. And then Coach Carter Barfield, he's in charge of kind of that preseason menu of different 2-point conversions that are possibilities. And then ultimately just to kind of spread out how everyone gets credit for things that happen. Coach's final call on whether we run it or not. So it's something that is executed throughout the course of camp. We'll have to change and have different looks as we go. The more often that you run them, the more looks that you got to be able to present, because now that one's on tape. So we'll continue to be creative and innovative in that way, but I do feel like it's a good way to steal points, especially early in the game.
We all saw it in here, none of us reported, you did a good job keeping the secrets, keep running. Just lastly, Coach Norvell did mention that there might have been some aspect of guys being a little bit nervous, kind of first game, they're afraid to make a mistake and then ending up making a mistake. Does that almost like get compounded when you're having to set the edge and play the edge against a team like Georgia Tech? And do you feel like that is easily remedied?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors that go into opening games in college football, just from the standpoint of not having those preseason games and a lot of guys going into their first real game action within a program. You have a good feeling in terms of what you have and who's going to be out there playing going into a game week, but sometimes you don't really know until you get into the game. There's some guys that I thought that did a great job, some guys that obviously have a lot of work to do. But in terms of just the nerves and anxiety that goes along with it, that's something that's just part of opening day football. I'm sure it was the same on the other sideline. We got to do a good job of adapting and adjusting, and we got to make that big jump. The cliche in football is that you make the biggest jumps from week 1 to week 2, and we got to make that jump to get to where we want to be.
Anything else for JP? Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.